Welcome in, everyone, to the third episode of the Tom's Takes podcast. And I've got here another very special guest joining us. He used to work here for Walnut Media, and now he is the voice of the Lincoln Saltdogs. This here is Rich Ray. Rich, how you doing?
Good, Tom. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's so I'm so glad to have you with us here on the podcast. And we tried for a long time to make this happen. You're a very busy man. You're constantly traveling and doing the games for the dogs, and it's but you're here now, and I couldn't be happier.
Oh, I'm glad it worked out. Yeah, certainly. You know, when you're busy, obviously you're doing what you enjoy to do, and but we found some time in order to do this, and I'm glad to be here. So.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get right into it. But first off, this episode, we're going to talk about professional baseball in the state of Nebraska, both the Omaha Storm Chasers and Rich's crew, the Lincoln Saltdogs. But first, I want to talk about memories at Rosenblatt Stadium. They could be about the CWS or the Omaha Royals. Yeah, what are your best memories at Rosenblatt Stadium?
My memories go back to when I was a little kid. If anybody played baseball, they remember Little League. Okay,
Yes.
So I started playing Little League when I was probably 7 years old. I grew up in Blair, and we had a number of different teams that would play. And then our big prize at the end of the year was our team would all get together and come down and watch a game of the College World Series. And of course, we'd all wear our jerseys. And, the number of teams that we had back in those days was just the color of your jersey. So it was like the Blair Little League black or the Blair Little League green or whatever it was. And then I think I was in the Blair Little League black at that time. But anyway, one of my best memories of going to the College World Series is when they hadn't really expanded Rosenblatt Stadium as of yet. And Tom, I'm going to date myself here. I don't remember the year very much, but I'm talking right around 1980. And this is about right when ESPN started to come into existence and start to cover the College World Series. And it was unique then because when ESPN covered the College World Series, if they didn't have a sellout, it was a blackout. You could not watch it on TV.
Nope.
And so to go to the event was really, really special. And I remember there was one game that we went to, and it was on a Saturday night, big night. And I think it was Oklahoma State was playing, and I can't remember exactly who they were playing. But in order to get into the facility with our tickets, they didn't have enough room. So what they ended up doing with all of our Little League teams and everybody else on the overflow seating is that you sat on the field down the left field line in foul territory.
Oh, my.
And I remember that was just unique, and kind of things that stick out at that time, of course, are you remember the food, the entertainment, you know, you're right next to the zoo, the parking on the hill right to the north of the stadium and such as that as well. But other things stick out about Oklahoma State is Oklahoma State was the first team that their catcher wore this mitt that had the orange kind of like coloring around it as a guide for the pitchers to throw in there. Those are kind of things that just kind of stick out that I remember about going to the College World Series, those things. But it was always a great time, always entertaining. I think Jack Payne was the announcer back then, and he kept everybody entertained. It was a big party, and it was just like a big family gathering, like a small Christmas, if you will. And the events at Rosenblatt Stadium were just fantastic. And obviously it's not there anymore. Things have moved on to Charles Schwab, and but those were great memories. Great memories of the College World Series at Rosenblatt.
Yep. Do you have any memories of Royals games at the Blatt?
I do. Watching a few of the AAA of the Royals went to a few of them, and those of course were much more accessible because such a huge stadium, and in minor league baseball, if you get 6,000 to 8,000 people at a game, that's a big night.
Yeah.
That's a really, really big night. And in a midweek game, if you go, I remember when my dad was alive, we'd just go and show up and watch a game, and you could get all the way down to the front row seats and things of that nature. And it's still fun. I know from a fan's perspective, it was great. Now, if you talk to the players, they think a little bit differently because they have other needs and things of that nature. But no, I think more of the things than not, there were positives, real good positives.
Yep, I have a lot of family memories going to the Black, going to CWS games, going to Royals games. I never had a bad time there.
Yeah.
It had some real charm to it.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Do you remember the seats were kind of like a metal seat down below your feet? And I remember one of the big things that they do to get the crowd fired up is that they play something on the organ, and everybody could stomp their feet. And on those metal seats, it would just get really, really loud. It was a lot of fun.
Yep. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty on both of these current ballparks that we have, Werner Park and Haymarket Park. First off, let's talk location let's go with, we'll go Werner and then Haymarket.
Okay.
How do you like the location of Werner?
I think it's nice. Sarpy County had room when the Royals were looking for a place to play. And I've been to, I want to say, maybe a handful of games there. Also, was fortunate enough to broadcast some games there for some high school baseball things. And a lot of space, very accommodating. And I think it's positioned pretty well. It's not too far of a drive from anyone within Omaha proper, if you will. And I think it fits out nicely.
Yep. Yeah, I would give the location a 7 out of 10. The only thing that I wish that were there were like more like bars or restaurants or like a more like a mixed use development surrounding the place.
Sure.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think it's still a good location. There's room there. It's pretty accessible. It is. Yeah, it's in the right spot. And there's also, I remember going to a couple of night games there, and there's just something like a pleasant about the night sky at Werner Park.
Certainly is. I mean, good family setting, that's for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. What do you think about the location for Haymarket?
Fantastic. From my job that I have right now, when I work with all the other announcers throughout the American Association, the number one thing that they say is that this is the best skyline in the association. And because you're right in the Haymarket, you look across center field, and when I'm broadcasting, especially at night, it's really, really cool because you see Memorial Stadium lit up. You look off to the right, you see the state capitol. You look further to the right, you see the Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yeah.
Then you've got the rail yard. You've got the Burlington Northern Santa Fe trains that are going back and forth. And you're walking distance from the Haymarket. Yeah, that's one of the things you talked about as well, is that, as far as, pre-game or post-game entertainment, if you want to go find yourself a restaurant or a bar or something like that, where Haymarket Park is located is fantastic. And so, when the folks that put the stadium together at Haymarket Park, and the group that owns the Lincoln Saltdogs is called Nebco, and Nebco went together with University of Nebraska and the state, and they split the funding, and Nebco built that facility. And Jim Abel, who owns Nebco, he specifically wanted it where it was and positioned where it was. And there was a lot of thought and process into what it looked like. And I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I would give the Haymarket Park location a 10 out of 10. I think he nailed it.
You did. Yep. I know that the one thing that is kind of a struggle for the players is that sometimes you get the sun right in the pitcher's eyes, or that sun will bounce off Memorial Stadium and come back the other way. You've heard about those stories before. It doesn't affect so much during the summer time when the Salt Dogs are playing, but it does when the Huskers are playing. And but still, you give that up a little bit for the location and for the ambiance that's there.
Yep. Moving on to outside atmosphere. I mean, this might be a little iffy for both locations because when I think outside atmosphere, I think like tailgating or like places to go beforehand. As mentioned with Werner Park, there really isn't a ton to do. I mean, that can both be a good and a bad thing because, it makes the place more accessible if there's not a ton nearby. But, I get the trend that these days, especially for the major sports franchises, is to build a district around your venue. And so, for outside atmosphere for Werner, I'd say 6 out of 10. Again, it's in a good spot, but maybe there could be a little more like apartments or a bar or a restaurant or some shops.
Right. You brought up a really good point because if you go to maybe like a major league game or something of that nature. Like for example, I remember going to a Twins game where back in the day when they played in the Metrodome, is that you could walk to your hotel and you could walk to restaurants, you could walk to bars and things of that nature. And what the Royals have right now, Omaha and also in Kansas City, you're kind of out away from everything. And I know Kansas City has worked on that a little bit right now too, is that they wanted to get downtown. I don't know if that's going to happen. That might go somewhere else, or something of that nature. But it also brings up another point too, is that if you're looking for more entertainment or things of that nature, I think that it may not be necessarily 100% on the team to be where they are. Also, your community economic development group might need to look into maybe building some hotels, building some restaurants and things of that nature around where the facility is right now. And it's a collaborative effort, and just making that mesh fit together to make it great for everybody is the key.
Yep. Yeah, would you say? What do you think about the outside atmosphere for Haymarket?
I think it's really good. Getting into the parking lot, you seem that you might be kind of away from everything, but a great place to tailgate and things of that nature. But again, when you're looking for things to do prior to the game or after the game as well, you just walk over the walking bridge and over the tracks, and then you're right into the Haymarket district, and that's fantastic. So, that's. You said like a 6 for the Royals. I'd probably say an 8 for Haymarket Park.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. We've already talked a little bit about accessibility, but parking, again, there's plenty for both venues. I would say 10 out of 10 for Haymarket because, you park there, no problem, and it's free.
Right, exactly. And that's helped out a little bit by the university and things of that nature, too. It's always free for me because I'm there so early. It's not going to matter. But, yeah, I think last time I went to a Royals game, I went there, and it might be different now, but I think you had to pay like $5 or something like that.
Yep, that's why, I would have to say the parking at Werner, it's, I would say give that a 5 out of 10. I mean, again, plenty of spots, but I don't like paying for parking for a minor league game.
You wait till you start doing some of these podcasts, Tom, after you've been to a lot of professional events and you talk about parking. That'll be a little bit different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we move on to the exterior for Werner. What do you think about the exterior? Does it look like you're going into a baseball game when you walk in?
When you go to walk in, yes. When you go in there as well. And I know from watching a couple of your previous episodes here on the podcast, your corridor walks and looking at things as well, is that there's plenty of things to do, especially for the kids. The one thing about Warner, and I don't know if I call it a negative, it's just a kind of a thing that kind of just sticks out a little bit, is that compared to some other places, once you get on out to the walking path, and I think it's what you mentioned on your podcast is kind of like a quiet zone or a serenity area, which is good. It's a great idea. But once you get on out to the walking path, when you get out to center field, then there's really nothing out there at all. And, we're in a society nowadays where you got to keep us entertained. Yeah, what am I looking at next? And things of that nature. Because baseball can be a long game.
Yeah.
And so when you look at that, maybe you could add something out there, but then I understand the purpose. So it's not a deterrent, but for me, yeah, I'd like to see maybe a few more things that would be out there.
Yeah. I would say the exterior for Werner, I would say an 8 out of 10. I mean, it does look pretty good. I mean, it looks like a typical minor league ballpark, and I really like they have this mural on the outside of it's mostly like Royals colors, like the blue, the gold, even a little bit of a red trim of past players that have played pro ball in Omaha. And then, of course, the thing that really sticks out is the Bobby G statue.
Exactly. That's a fantastic statue, and rightfully so should be placed there. So.
Yep. In fact, the episode that I did my Werner Park episode at, it was Bob Gibson bobblehead night.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Those are always big events, the bobbleheads. So you could put. We need to get a bobblehead of Tom Saline at a ball game, and regardless whether these people or not, they're all going to show up to the ball game because everybody wants a bobblehead. So we got a promotion idea for you, Tom. There you go.
Yeah, indeed. How would you rate the exterior of Haymarket?
really sharp. It's with the brick all the way around, and that was
Yes.
designed by Nebco. Obviously, Nebco is a collaboration of a number of different construction companies, so they knew what they were doing when they put that together. And Bowling Stadium as well. It's manufactured really well. Love the corridor that's underneath, and they've got a walking path. I think it's Blue Cross Blue Shield walking path that's around, kind of like what the Royals have as well. That you can walk all the way around, and the facility is put together really nicely, and it's a great minor league facility.
Yep. Yeah, I would give I think you made a lot of very good points there. I think the exterior of Haymarket, it's you mentioned the brick. That makes it. I really like that touch. We don't see
kind of got a look of if you've ever been down to Oklahoma City, Bricktown Ballpark. It's kind of got that feel. Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very good exterior. I'll give that a 10 out of 10. Yeah. It looks very good. I don't see any major flaws with it. Interior of Werner Park. You already talked a little bit about that. It really, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I would say you mentioned a lot of the stuff that kids can do. Like there's the carousel, the jungle gym,
Sure.
inflatables. There's the pitching machine, a basketball court, a wiffle ball field. I mean, and that's all out in the left field and left center field areas. And otherwise, yeah, there isn't a ton much else, but there doesn't really need to be. And so, yeah, it's I would say the interior it's very good. I would give that 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I would agree. They've got a lot of different things, specifically for the kids and for the families to keep entertained throughout the baseball game, and it's a good deal.
Yep. How would you rate that for Haymarket?
I think it's pretty good. Obviously, the Buck Belzer playing facility is where the kids have there, and then they've got some bounce houses they've put together down on the left field side and things of that nature. I think it's a good mix between those, and then you've got the Pepsi Home Run Terrace, where a lot of the adults will hang out, and some groups that will come in and be able to take that in. And the walking path back behind is really aesthetically pleasing. You're walking behind all the pine trees and things of that nature too. So it's between the two facilities there, I think they're pretty even.
Pretty even, 10 out of 10, I would say on that as well. Yeah. There's the Emeritus Fun Zone. That's where the bounce houses that you mentioned. That's where they're at. There's also, like at Werner, there's a little basketball court there too.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought, even a little basketball court at a baseball ballpark. It's I didn't really see much of it like anywhere else besides Werner. I didn't know that Haymarket had that too. Apparently, is that becoming a thing?
I think what we're starting to see is a little bit of a carnival-like atmosphere at some places. We'll have to get you to do a podcast one time, and you have to forgive me. The name of the stadium is slipping me, but it's where the Quad City River Bandits play.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And I've been to a game there, and it's in Davenport, Iowa. And when they play there, and you hit a home run, it drops into the Mississippi River.
Yeah,
and it is a fantastic. And that's smaller than these two teams here in Nebraska that we're talking about. I mean, it's low A baseball.
Yeah.
And they've got a carousel down the left side, a Ferris wheel, and it's a fantastic. It's from and that's another example of a minor league baseball team that's providing entertainment within the facility, aside from the 9 innings of baseball between the lines, and that's key.
Yep. Moving on to concourse. How would you rate the concourse for Werner Park? Is it spacious enough? Is it? Do you think is it well lit? Well, there isn't a ton of lighting because it's very outdoors.
Right. If I remember right, when you first come in the gates, it's a little tight. It's a little tight right back behind, and you move over to the right, to the left, to the concession stands. And you've got some space there, but right when you come in immediately, that's the only negative I'd say, is that it's a little bit tight. How you change that? I'm not an architect. I don't know. But aside from that, I mean, not too much more negative to say about that. Haymarket Park is really spread out.
Yes.
And so you got lots of places to walk all over the place. And so might be a little bit biased, but Haymarket's got a 10 on for me. So.
Yep. Yeah, I would say 9 out of 10 for Haymarket because, I mean, the one maybe a smaller flaw that I have with Haymarket on its concourse is that it's a little darker, like when you first walk in, and I would prefer it be like a little brighter. The Werner, it doesn't really feel like you're in a concourse at Werner. It's very open, like not just with like width. It's like it's open, like you look up and it's the sky. You don't see a ceiling. It's there's no roof.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but so yeah, I would say Werner's concourse is a 10 out of 10. Of course, Werner, it's the full concourse is a third of a mile. You walk around, it's a full 360.
Right.
Haymarket is much different. I'm not sure if it's quite that
Actually,
big.
it's exactly the same.
Or it's exactly the same.
In fact,
Okay.
when you walk into the concourse of Haymarket, there's a logo which is sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Yes.
And it says walking Blue Cross. It's called the Blue Cross and Blue Shield walking track, and it says you walk exactly one trip around. It's exactly a third of a mile.
Okay.
So if you go 3 laps, then of course you've walked your mile. So
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So not only can you watch a game, you can get your steps
That's
in
exactly
too.
right. Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk food. Yeah. How do you like the food at Werner Park?
It's good. I remember getting food at the concession stands. I think there were good options of that nature, and it's been a little while since I've been there. But ballpark food, I really, you've asked me a question that I'm not going to complain too much about. I think they've got your typical burgers and brats and hot dogs and some. If I remember right, they've got the spiral fries that are there as well, and people like those. So I'd give it probably an 8. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say the same. I think the food quality is very good. Yeah, I wish maybe there were a little more variety to it. I haven't seen a ton of like Nebraska items at Werner, but I mean, the one thing that I did get that I featured on the vlog episode is I got a taco from the Papillion Taco guy. Yes, and I think he does a very good job, and I think I would give that a 9 out of 10. It's not the greatest taco I've ever had,
Right.
but it was still a very, very good taco.
Right. And if you can get those local vendors to come in there, that adds that extra touch, like you mentioned there as well.
Yep, and I also had the storm corn, which is the popcorn.
Oh,
at Werner Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, actually, if you watch the episode, I got picked out of the crowd. The MC asked me a question, and I can't. I'll have to go back and watch the episode on it. But I got asked like, how many bushels of corn does it take to make the storm corn for that game? And I got the question right.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, so that was pretty neat.
Yep.
And that was good popcorn too. It's a little salty, not too much salt though, and a little butter, which is how I like it. And so I would give the storm corn a 10 out of 10. It's
good.
Very, very good popcorn.
Yep.
Moving on to food at Haymarket. How do you like the food there?
I've had way too much of it, Tom. No, it's good. Of course, they've got the Fairbear brand hot dogs. They've got a number of different brats.
Valentino's too.
They do the Valentino's pizza. Those are the big staples during the Saltdogs games, and those will always be there. And those are just kind of things that if you ever go down to an event in Lincoln, whether it be that you go to a Husker football game, you go to a Husker basketball game over at Pinnacle Bank Arena, those are the big things that you'll have and be there as well. There's a couple of local vendors that are in there too, provide some of their wares, and it's that, as we mentioned before, kind of like a carnival-like atmosphere, festival-like atmosphere. That's important to have those things.
Yes.
And it's a 2 thumbs up. So
Yeah. I really like the Fairbury brand hot dog. I would give that an 8 out of 10. I mean, I think the sausage, I think those red sausages are iconic. You have to be red because it's Husker territory.
Sure. Right.
It's nothing super special, but I mean, it got the job done.
Yeah.
I think the bun felt a bit big for the sausage.
That's why you dump all your relish and everything else on there as well. Yeah.
Somehow make the sausage a bit
it's
bigger.
It's a condiment catcher is what it is. Yes.
Yeah, but 8 out of 10 on the Fairbury brand, and then I would give a 9 out of 10 for the Valentino's pizza. It's the sauce is very good. I think I'm a thick crust pizza guy, and so I think Valentino's makes good thick crust pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think about their pizza?
Oh, it's really really good. I specifically like the beef pizza because it's just got a right enough mix of the meat with the cheese that's on there as well, and then you get just a big piece of pizza, and it's not flimsy, and it's easy to handle and tastes good.
Yep. Yeah, I would give the Haymarket Park food another 10 out of 10 because they put their Nebraska flavors on it. They put the Fairbury brand, the Valentinos. I mean, you go to a ballpark in Lincoln and they want to let you know that you're in Nebraska. You're in Husker territory.
Right.
And so that's why they got the Fairbury brand, the Valentinos, and Colby Ridge ice cream too. I didn't have that at Haymarket, but I had that at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and that was that's really good.
That is really good. Yep.
Yep. Moving on to the scoreboard. How would you rate the scoreboard at Werner Park?
Boy, you asked me a good question there. I didn't think about that one. It doesn't really stick out to me, to be honest with you, because like I said, it's been a few years. But it just kind of seems way off in the distance. I don't know if it's a smaller scoreboard, but it doesn't jump off the page at me as well. Whereas opposed to Haymarket Park, that's the big attraction is a scoreboard, and everybody can see it. Everybody can see what's going on, and to see all the images that are on there as well. So if I would give an advantage to one, probably to Haymarket Park. But then again, I got to preface it by saying it's been a couple of years since I've been to Warner, and so it doesn't really stick out in my mind.
Yep. Isn't the Haymarket Park scoreboard like fully digitized?
It is. Yep.
Yeah. The Werner Park scoreboard, I think it certainly looks like a Daktronics kind of board where it's not completely digitized, but I mean it's got like all the necessary info there. It's got like your graphics and your stats and all that. Some good information about every single batter that comes up. But yeah, you made a good point that it doesn't really stick out all that much,
right.
And that's why I would give it probably a 6 out of 10. I think Werner Park I would not mind it if they replaced that thing with something that was not only bigger but like very much digitized. And Haymarket, 10 out of 10 there. It's big, it's digitized, it's got very good graphics. It's I think they do a great job with that thing. Yep. And we're around third. We're headed for home. Last couple topics. Cost. How do you like the cost? It doesn't break the bank to go to a Storm Chasers or a Saltdogs game, does it?
Not necessarily. No, in my position, I'm not so much on the ticketing and the marketing side, but I know I'll start with Haymarket Park. I know one of the big specials they have there, specifically like on a Sunday, is that they can kind of package things for you, which makes it very, very affordable. For example, I know on Sundays you can get yourself a ticket, a hot dog, pop, or soda, and chips, and for one person it's as low as like $17. And that's very affordable in today's day and age. Warner, you're gonna have to probably give me the answer on that one, because that one I don't know for sure. But I would assume for both wouldn't break the bank. I remember. No. Well, in fact, the last time, now that I remember, Tom, last time I went to a game, Bobby Witt Jr. was playing for the Omaha Royals at the time, and so if I remember right, I think I paid everything all said and told between parking and everything was like $20 or just a little bit above that. That's not bad. Yeah,
I would say it's a little cheaper at Haymarket than it is at Werner.
Is it?
Yeah, probably because, these Storm Chaser players, or Royals players, as you like to say, they're in AAA. Like they are one small step away from making it to the show.
Right.
And so, I think they're going to want to demand a little more.
You got to pay for their salary, don't you?
Yep. Yep. And so, but it's still affordable, I would say. I think the average ticket at Werner Park, it's like somewhere between $20 or $30. It's not too bad. And Haymarket, it's like $15, maybe a little less than that. But by the way, it's a good family night out for
both places.
For both places.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Now we'll move on to fan support and inside atmosphere. Do you like how well the teams are supported for both of them?
I do. I remember going to the Storm Chasers games, and I think the big theme when I went there was "Stir it up," is what they would
Stir
always
up the
say.
storm.
Stir up the storm, and you would hear that consistently throughout the ball games, and that would be entertaining, things of that nature as well. Down at Haymarket Park, they have one of the things that you don't have at every place, and that is a live organ. And now remember, that used to be a big thing at Rosenblatt.
Yes.
Rosenblatt used to have the live organ. Now I don't
Lambert
know
Bartek played the Cultural Series.
Right. So they've got a live organ down at Haymarket Park, and I know that's this adds another touch to it and keeps everybody entertained. So they both do good jobs, and probably give Haymarket just a little bit more of an edge there.
Yep. They have a live organ today at Haymarket.
Yes, they do.
I wasn't there for my episode.
See,
and I'm a big organ fan.
That's because he was busy eating hot dogs and walking around and eating pizza. Nope, they do. Live organ.
Really?
Yep.
Who is the organist?
Dan Vidverka is his name, and he's a local Lincoln resident, and he's been playing the organ there for as long as the Saltdogs have been around. So this would be year number 25 of the team, 24 of playing on the field because of the COVID year.
Oh yeah.
So he's been around that long. So.
Wow. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, everything just sounded like pre-recorded from just from the way it sounded. But yeah, I did not know that the Saltdogs had a live organist. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, that's fun. So.
That is really good information. Finally, we'll end with the cheer squad or mascot. The Storm Chasers don't really have a cheer squad. I mean, I'm not sure if they need one all that much, but they do have a mascot. His name is Stormy. They have had, I remember when they first transitioned from Royals to Storm Chasers, they kept Casey, who was like that blue lion.
Right.
But I'm not sure what happened with him.
I can tell you what happened with him is that they moved from Rosenblatt to Werner, and Casey, with being a lion, right next to the zoo was the idea there.
Yes.
And so once they moved away, you're no longer by the zoo anymore. So they changed their mascot model and picked by the fans, and they went with Stormy. And so that's how Casey went by the boards. So,
gotcha. Yeah, but I think Stormy. I mean, he's lovable like most mascots are, but I didn't really feel a major presence from him. I would say 4.5 out of 10 for Stormy. I mean, I don't like giving those ratings, but he's. I just think he would be it'd serve him a little bit better if he were like a little more active with the fans, because I didn't see him all that much besides helping out with like promotions and all that. But he needs to walk around the concourses a little more, in my opinion. But yeah, and then there's Homer down at Haymarket. Homer, the Haymarket Hound,
right,
is what they call him. He's pretty good as well. I didn't feel that big of a presence from him either, but he was. I think he was a little better. I think he was a little more active. I would say 6 out of 10 for him. But what say you about Homer?
About the same. I know from the mascot perspective is that it's more for the kids, and usually the individual that is the mascot is a college age intern, and so it all depends upon the personality of who that college age intern is. That is usually the mascot as well, and so, but you brought up some good points. If I were to compare the two, and a little bit biased because of with the Saltdogs is that with Homer, he's out right away with the kids, the watchdogs that come out with the players on the team, and makes a good presence there. I remember the games going to the Storm Chasers. Just don't remember Stormy very much. Not much of a presence there. So that's a comparison, I guess, between the two.
Yep. And don't the Saltdogs have like a fun squad or whatever? I see them throwing out T-shirts during the 7th inning stretch.
And for any minor league baseball program or team organization, what makes it thrive are the people behind the scenes.
Yes.
And those are your college age interns. And they will have, for minor league baseball to make it work is that, you've got 9 innings of baseball and it's the same all the time. But what do you do between innings? And to keep things entertained is that you better have a promotion each and every inning and something on the field that takes place to keep people entertained. And that's the key. I think these Saltdogs do a really good job with that. And they have close to 24 interns that do that throughout the season. I remember the Storm Chasers have a good number of interns to do that as well. And so, the more entertaining you can be, better for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And what's the name of the Salt Dogs, like that squad they have? Is it the Fun Squad?
I think it's the Fun Crew.
Fun Crew.
Okay. Yeah. So keep an eye out for the Fun Crew. They'll be tossing things on the crowd throughout the game.
Yep.
Things of that nature. So.
Yep. Because I remember at the very end of the Salt Dogs episode, the PA guy, he was singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I don't think anyone else was singing along with him. Everyone was just screaming for T-shirts being thrown by the crew. Yeah. That was a good time. Well, that's going to wrap things up for episode 3 of the Tom's Takes podcast. Rich, thank you so much for taking the time.
You bet. I appreciate it. You bet. Good to see you.
To get here and to talk all things pro baseball in Nebraska. That's going to wrap things up once again. Signing off from the studio. We'll see you in the next video.